morning.
Good morning.
It is our Friday morning. I don't know what time it is there.
Yeah.
But it's Facebook Friday. Oh my goodness, I did it again. Okay, it's Stitch Along Friday.
Yes. It is Stitch Along Friday.
And Lisa's slow to get going today.
I have no oomph today.
Whatever that is.
No get up and go.
Well, I think I feel that way when I haven't had enough sleep or someone's woken me up too early. And even if I have had enough sleep, or if I've eaten a whole bunch of starchy good food, which can happen, or sweets or stuff like that, then I feel loggy the next day.
Yeah. No,
You didn't do any of those things?
I might have had a little bit of indulging food. But last night my husband made me dinner. So, and we had fresh cabbage from our garden, chopped up and fried with some potatoes, and then we had leftover pork chops from the night before. So
that sounds pretty reasonable.
It was really good. I'm not one for cooked cabbage, but I have to say it was good.
Bob is turning into a chef in his retirement.
He is. I'm almost, thinking for Christmas present I should get him enrolled in some cooking classes.
Brilliant. And then give him an Instapot.
That's right.
So that he can have like his own...
His own thing.
What do you call it? His own...
One of those air fryers.
Yeah, or something like that. Good morning, Amber Kresha and Sandy. Good morning. Barbara Ludomirski. It's very nice to see you from Poland. Actually, I'm waving to you out the window. I'm sure you can see me. Loretta is here. And Kathy Bird. Hello. Nice to see you all. Kathleen.
Good morning.
Good morning from Maryland. And we are seeing all of your lovely comments.
Yeah.
And it was about 2 minutes ago when I said to Lisa, we haven't set up Facebook yet. And I had to set up and I had to do the stream key and all sorts of things. And it goes pretty quickly now.
It does go pretty quickly. Although if I ask you questions, you go, I'm concentrating.
I think I said I'm thinking.
No, you said I'm concentrating.
Okay,
but anyway,
I believe you. Whatever
that's
you think
okay. I said I'll let you concentrate.
And Patricia Rideout is here. Linda Bazarski. I made it to the live video for the first time in about 4 weeks.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us, Linda. It's wonderful to see you. Hello, Mary Woodritz again. Oh, yes. No, were you up here? No, you weren't yet.
She might have been, but...
No, I haven't said hello to Mary yet. Snow.
And snowy in Iowa.
What?
Yep.
Is it that late already in the season?
They've had some snow back.
But it's only autumn.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, we don't get snow. If we get snow, it's usually January, February.
It's usually January, February, yeah.
If we get snow.
If we get snow. We've had it in November, but very rarely.
And then it goes away right away with rain.
Then it does, yes. And we've had it in December.
That's true. We've never had a wet Christmas.
It also goes away quickly in the rain, but so it does in January and February too. So.
We've never had an actual white Christmas, though, that I can remember. You?
No.
That's too bad. Donna Granger. Hello, Sunny. Oh, send some more sun up here, please. Hello. Brenda Lichtleyer. Good morning. Suzanne Shapiro. And Lisbeth is having lunch.
Oh.
And Jean Morrison is here from Atlanta. I love it when there are people that are experiencing that sunshine that we haven't seen too often this last week.
No. When I think it might have been sunny Monday, maybe?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to remember the sun when it's like hidden behind clouds for days on end. But, we live in the Northwest, and that's just what you get here.
Yeah, that's right.
I watched the news the other day, and the weather, this woman who has just come on as a newscaster for Victoria, she used to live on the prairies, I'm not exactly sure where, but she said, we've had rain for a week. This was like a few weeks ago. We've had rain for a week, and I'm done now, okay? Where's the sun? One of the other people said, okay, you moved out here. It's called the Wet Coast, so you've got to believe that there will not be any sun until next spring.
That's right. That is so true.
And her face fell.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean no sun?
Well, we do have a little, but not like Atlanta.
Yeah. We have more cloudy days than sunny days during the winter.
I think Donna, who lives in California around the San Francisco area, I think you get more sun in the winter and fall and spring, right? It's the fog that stops
Absolutely.
you. Tammy says she's in breezy Washington. Is that like a windstorm?
Yeah. Finished grocery shopping and some more Christmas shopping. Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I was looking yesterday to see if I needed to go Christmas shopping, and I've decided, no, I don't. Christmas shopping, you know
Yeah.
what Christmas shopping is getting things for people that they may not like.
Well, that's right, exactly. I mean, you can get all these handy, kitchen gadgets,
True.
but they're not going to be in the kitchen for too long.
No,
So,
I find it really interesting trying to think of things for people you don't know very well. Like you might know them, you might like them, but you don't know them, you don't visit them, especially in COVID.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're missing in their kitchen or in their bedroom or whatever,
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah.
Or what colors they particularly like this year as opposed to last year. Anyway, I find it difficult to think of more presents for people.
Absolutely, me too.
So let's just give them money.
It's always worked for me. So,
And they can buy their own things.
Yeah. My family has always dealt in cash only for Christmas.
I'm sorry, that sounds so funny.
Yeah.
Well, if you have these particular ideas and you can't read their minds, and unless they send you a list that feels like you're going shopping for them,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's right, exactly.
I guess we sound jaded, don't
Yeah, no.
we? Okay, but what you can do is give them something you stitched,
Well,
which is what we're doing.
True. But my husband, I always, try to give him hints for Christmas. And he goes, it would be so much easier if you just go out and get it yourself. True, but it defeats the purpose of Christmas.
Well, the purpose of Christmas, I think, is to think about peace and
That's
love
right.
and not war.
Absolutely.
And let's hope that this Christmas there's a lot more of that in the
Yes.
world. Lots
Yes.
more peace and lots of more love and joy.
Yes.
Those are the good things. Anyway, we have a stitch of the week. But
We
before
do?
we start,
Oh, okay.
I wanted to know, they want to know, what have you done this week, Lisa?
Well,
I don't know why that became a thing, but it was great for me to ask.
what I did is, of course, we are continuing making accessory packs for the pre-orders that we had
Back
last
in
June.
June, yeah.
So I'm still working on that. I'm still waiting for one supplier to supply me with what I need to finish off that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I kind of did this week, was sort through what's come in and
count and recount
and
make sure that
package it up.
And you found something.
I did find something, yes.
It's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Wait till you hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else did you do? That's what you did, basically.
That's what I did from Monday to Wednesday.
Oh, and what did you do from Wednesday to Thursday?
Yesterday I had the day off. And so I sat at home and my sister came out to visit, and then
You remembered all the people.
I kind of remembered all the people, but I sat there and stitched for most of the day, or the afternoon, evening anyways.
Yeah. In Canada, it was Remembrance Day,
Yes.
which is a bit like Memorial Day for
Yeah.
you. I think you have something similar in the States, and I'm not sure all around the world.
Yeah, it's called Veterans Day down in the States.
Okay.
Yesterday was. So
it's very similar.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, there were lots of ceremonies and things
There was.
downtown, I'm sure, of people who were either in the war or remembering their loved ones in the war, and in any war. Let's face it, there's wars all over the place.
Absolutely.
And have been for years. So we feel for all the people who've lost people during those terrible strifey things. Naomi says pouring like mad in Rhode Island. Sheila Hoffer is here from cold and windy Iowa. I heard there's snow there.
Snow, yeah.
Bad Hanky, hello. And Karen says, good or I. I'm sorry, Karen. Something went wrong, I think. Donna Granger says, climate change is causing us to have way less fog.
Oh,
well, okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting. It's one of the few things I've heard that's kind of positive for you. I'm really glad for you. Jennifer says, hello, everyone. Having a beautiful day in Virginia. Very nice. Karen, there you are.
Yeah.
Good morning. Karen Lark says, good morning from rainy Warkworth in Auckland, New Zealand. Hello, Karen. Karen Krause. Lots of Karens. Karen Lark.
Yeah.
Hello, Karen Krause.
Kathleen, I think I'm giving gift cards to most of the family this year. I think that's a good idea, Kathleen.
Aw. I don't know who that is. Karen Krause says, and kindness. Exactly. Oh, it's just so missing sometimes from all the interactions we've been having over COVID. Isn't that the truth? Pat Henke says she gives gift cards to all her children.
Yeah.
Another great way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they know what they want.
That's right.
And they're probably looking forward to having a little splurge of their own.
Mm-hmm.
Norma Farrow is here. Hello, Norma. I saw your beautiful stitching.
Yes. I love my dog.
It was
beautiful.
gorgeous. Karen Lark says, presents, not pressure.
That's absolutely right.
Good morning, Lorraine. You're here. You're at least available, which is really good.
She's awake.
Exactly. So that sounds like you're doing pretty well. That's hopefully that's the case. Lynn says, only just got a connection to you. Hello, Lynn. Good to see you. Patricia Rideout says, homemade gifts and cookies to mail out.
Mail out. Yeah.
Like, who would not mind having a whole box of cookies?
True.
And one homemade gift. Because I have to admit, I don't think I'd be able to give homemade gifts to everyone. But
no.
Well done if you can, Patricia. Diane Bowl says, howdy. Dorothy, she's late. I got home getting my COVID booster.
Oh, good for you.
Congratulations. 35 degrees with snow flurries. You guys in Iowa, you're really getting it today. Jennifer Chung is here. Gail Stetler is here. And Suzanne, as usual, happy Friday. Cheryl says, happy Friday, lovely ladies. Sunny in Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
We're both going, what? I don't know why I always think of Nova Scotia during these stormy times, that it's, you know, got the Atlantic whistling around your ears. The Atlantic wind, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. We have seen the occasional angry face before.
And we go, why are they angry with us?
But we kind of know that if you're doing it on your phone and you're saying hello on your phone, there are emoticons. And I don't know about you, but I suffer from fat finger syndrome where, you know, my fingers are just too big.
Press all of them?
And suddenly a little angry face erupts. Hello, Linda Marchand. Diane Bowles, lovely. I'll be sewing some Spencer Ogg patterns, but I need to finish Christmas Tree.
Oh.
So you do. Lynn says, yes, it was Remembrance Day yesterday in the UK.
In the UK, yes.
Thank you for telling us, because we don't know what happens around the world. We're just really like insular here in Canada.
We are.
And Taffy Soderham says, help. Uh-oh. I don't know what's happening with you, Taffy. It would be lovely to help you, but we don't know what's happening. Patty says, my new granddaughter is on her way home.
Oh.
Congratulations. Oh, isn't that exciting? Patty, congratulations, really. Vicky says, another nice day here in El Paso, Texas. Hello to everyone. Becky Clegg is here in
Nebraska.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, Becky. I don't know that one. Marion Posada is here. Hello. My brother came for a visit, says Jennifer Gowan. I took him into my garage and let him take his pick of many mechanic tools.
Oh.
Brilliant. Hello, Taffy. I hope. Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Not help. Hello.
We were ready to come out and help you. Oh, good for you. Well, all of you, I'm really glad that you're all here. These are all new people. Oh, Lorraine says it was Remembrance Day in Australia, too. Yeah, we do quite a bit of parades and things like that yesterday. My mom was married, and her second husband was a colonel in the army, and he had, actually, oddly enough, he was one of the people that liberated Holland while Mom was there.
Oh, okay, but they never met.
No, of course not, but that's what, was what they had in common, and so she would go to all these things that he went to back in the day, and I went to a few myself. They're quite stirring. You know, once you are involved, I mean, I know what happened during some wars, and you can only just empathize with everybody.
I watched the news yesterday, and they were showing the ceremonies happening in front of the legislature buildings. And even that is like chokes you up a little bit watching.
Kind of does, yeah.
That.
Yeah. Well,
but it was packed down there. I was surprised.
It is important for many, many people. So I'm glad that they were able to all get together. So it is now Friday, and what did I do this week?
Oh, yes. Remember. Well, I should have asked you, what did you do?
Yeah, you always have to just, return the favor, and then I'll go, oh my God, I don't know what I did.
But it's hard to keep in track, because some weeks you have to do so many different things.
That's true. That's true. I can't remember exactly what I did. I did do a little bit of designing, and I did do some. I'm just decluttering. I'm a decluttering fool right now.
I think that's what you did yesterday, wasn't it? Was declutter some shelves.
Yes, I'm trying to get all of our stuff into the one room where Victoria Sampler is. And as it is, all of the Victoria Sampler stuff is all through the lower part of our house. So I'm trying to kind of just make it so that there's enough room in the big office, we call it, and to get all of the stuff from this end of the house. It's hard to explain.
Out of your sort of living.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the rest of the house, basically.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. And a great many things have been donated so far. Which is good because people can use these things. And if they're unused here, why not give them to people who can use them? I think the women's shelter is going to get quite a big donation very soon. And they can use them. Let's see what Lorraine says. I have room at my house, says Tabby. Yes, what would you like? We did find a few things that may be of fun for you, actually, after Stitch of the Week, because we kind of got that prepared.
Yes.
Stitch of the Week this week is...
Stitch of the Week this week is divided wrapped bars, and it is Beyond Cross Stitch, level 5, number 5. And you can actually see how they're... Let's see if I can separate them.
Oh, they can be seen. I think they can be seen.
You can see?
Yeah, it's just not the same as if you had some...
color behind it.
No, the darkness is good. Even your color is fine. The point is that the little bars don't usually separate very well unless you have dove's eyes in between. There you go. Now you can see them really clearly. Good for you.
Yeah.
She is very inventive. Anyway, this is the Stitch of the Week, and you will find it on our YouTube channel. Oh, we're a little early, 9:47. So 13 minutes from now, but it will be there. And this particular pattern is just lovely, especially with the poinsettia in the middle. It's the last of level 5, and all of the first 5 of level 5 are oriented to Christmas.
Yes.
So any of those can be made into a Christmas decoration, and the following 5 will be for more floral kind of colors, softer colors. But if you want to, you can change the colors and turn those into Christmas decorations.
Absolutely. And, even if you didn't change the colors, they'd still be good Christmas decorations.
Absolutely. Your tree can be all of the 60 Beyond Cross Stitch kits. Or patterns. Lisa's going to start working on the PDFs for levels 4, 5, and 6.
Exactly. Next week,
and she'll start gradually posting them, just so you know, because we hadn't done that yet. And it will take a little while to do, but, here and there, we'll do 1 or 2 at a time, and you'll find them as she goes through, starting probably from level 4.
Yes.
And that means when you look at level 4, when you look at the Beyond Cross Stitch patterns, there are no more kits, remember? But the patterns will definitely be all available instead of just levels 1, 2, and 3. As downloadable patterns. But we did find a little stash as I was decluttering. I found a little stash here, and I wanted to show you. We're probably going to put these up because I'm pretty sure they're complete. In fact, I'm really sure.
I'm almost positive they're complete.
Exactly. Look at all these kits I found. And the thing is that there are so many things in our offices. And once I started decluttering, I thought, I never know what I'm going to find. And these were set aside at one point or another, probably to think about them for some reason. And it turns out they are now available. Or they will be available as soon as we say goodbye. And I think they're all level 4s, right?
I think they're all level 4s too.
For 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 10.
Yes.
Not all level 4s, but...
One of each.
Yeah, which is amazing. So we're very excited to be able to put those up on our website because some people are still asking for Beyond Cross Stitch kits, and maybe these will last a while because level 4... It's a little challenging for people, so they may not want to take level 4, but if you do, they'll be up soon. And anyway, we have a few more models for the divided wrapped bars.
True, exactly. One of them is this one here. Actually, I'm going to do this one first.
Oh, I love this one. It's not Christmassy.
No, it's not Christmassy at all. And it has a mixture of Hardinger in it. But this is called the Sister Sampler.
Yes, and these can be your sister at heart or a sister from your birth family.
Yeah.
The Sister Sampler is just so sweet colored. I love the colors. And so here you will see, oh, a little further.
A little further up?
Yes. You can see the divided wrap bars. Now, they're mixed in with a whole bunch of other, woven areas. So it's a little hard to see, but there are divided wrap bars in this model.
Among other.
Lots of other things.
So that's the Sister Sampler.
Just so you know, I don't usually use divided bars all by themselves.
No, not too often, no.
No, I usually use divided wrap bars when I need them to hang on some other needle weaving that I wanted to kind of highlight, right?
Yeah.
So I think this one has some all by itself, does it? This other one? Yes. At the bottom, I think.
At the bottom?
Is that correct? Or
No,
are there
those are
also dove
woven.
size? Oh dear.
There's
So there's
woven.
none in that one.
I don't think so.
Oh well,
But anyways,
forget it then.
we're going to show it anyways, aren't we?
I don't think so. Not until the end of the show.
Okay.
Okay? This is very important
True.
because, this is not the model that we were going to show for the divided bar.
True.
It gets so complicated.
It does. It's hard to keep up. What do you have on your side? Do you have
Thank
anything
you.
there?
I do have a few things here. Definitely. I want to just see. Sylvie, love Hardanger. Hello. It looks like everyone's congratulating Patty on her new grandchildren. Gail says, trying to declutter too. Takes me a while because I have to look at everything.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? Actually, I was watching The White Lotus yesterday. I ended up binge watching it. It was so funny. Have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't.
I don't think it's on Netflix or Prime. I'm not sure, but it was on Crave or HBO, one of the two. It's kind of like I'm never sure which one is which. But anyway, it was on Crave, and it's called The White Lotus. If you ever see that name, watch it.
Okay.
It's only one season long so far. I have a funny feeling they might do another one because they've left themselves open. But the one season is very complete. And it is takes place in Hawaii in the most gorgeous resort, which I looked up later. The resort is $1,300 a night.
Oh,
So
exclusive.
It's very beautiful. And so you see it on the big screen like that. And I was doing decluttering, sorting through everything like you were saying. And I could hardly keep my eyes on what I was doing because
You wanted to see.
I love that feeling when you're looking at a wonderful, beautiful place and all the beautiful people around. And it was a really good story. You kind of live there, along with the actors. So I had a really good time. How did I get onto that? Oh, decluttering.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes, it was about decluttering.
While you were decluttering, you watched that.
Yeah, exactly. And I just noticed that decluttering is fun, except you have to look at it all, is what Gail said.
Very true. Oh, yeah.
Well, you were decluttering a bit in the office.
In the
last
office,
week, too.
and cleaning out the filing cabinet, and you have to look at everything. Yes.
I have learned that if you don't do it all the way along, if you don't declutter and continue to declutter, you kind of have a lot.
Yes. To look at.
To look at. I think the best way to do it, though, is to go for at least a year because you don't know if you're going to need it or not.
No.
That's how I ended up like this.
Yeah.
Especially in the business that has so many different possibilities
Absolutely.
and ideas and, new things that you always want to come out with. So you just, at least I've been just keeping stuff all the time. I might
Because you never know when it might come in handy.
Yeah. So I don't know. I haven't gotten to my my personal designer stash yet.
No, you haven't.
And I don't know if I can do that. What's going to happen if I don't keep it? Then I'll never be able to design again.
Well, that's right. Yes. So you have to keep some things.
I'm afraid I do,
but not everything.
Not everything, no. And there are things I think we have, like you said, some exciting things. Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, my mind went boop, 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 and way too fast. What we were going to talk about was these guys, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lisa is being very patient with me. Okay, so what Lisa found while she was decluttering.
I found more act packs that we have available. We'll have available later on today for the Heirloom Christmas sampler, both in the pink and teal.
Okay, so that's the pink and teal. That's
Yeah.
this one, which, by the way, Graziella won the auction.
Yes,
last week. It was very exciting to see it going up. We never expected anything like that, did we?
Nope, we didn't.
I don't know how that happened.
Yep, it was wonderful.
It was really wonderful. Absolutely appreciate all of your interest. And we're having another auction today. So we've got the pink one.
The pink. We'll have a few of these.
That's right.
And then the traditional colors of red and green.
Mm-hmm. Behind this one isn't a colored thing, so you'll find it fairly pale looking because there isn't any contrast, but you can see all the colors that are being used. The red and the darker, kind of like fur green. It's the same pattern, but with the Victorian red. It would have been nice if there had been some dark fabric in behind the heart angle.
Yeah.
It's too bad. But it is still the same pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So we have those two, and they're going to be available within an hour.
Yes.
Really, I mean, they're going to be available almost right away. As soon as we stop today, you're going to go there.
I'm going to go and make them active.
Exactly. And I've got something to do as well. Mm-hmm. So we're both very keen to get that up on our website.
Yes.
And once these are up, what else are we going to do?
We'll put those up too.
Oh, yes, the Beyond Cross Stitch kits that we found and the Heirloom Christmas Sampler Act Packs, they are there. And we might still find more in the future.
We might find more in the future. I don't know yet.
No, we don't know anything.
Yeah, I didn't know about these until this week. So, you know.
And so we're really glad that you are here so that you can hear first. I was wondering, those of you who are still here and listening to us chit-chatting away, I was wondering if any of you are decluttering your stash. And I only wonder because stashes can get a little bit old too.
Yes.
Right?
They can.
And if you do declutter your stash, not anything else in your house, because those are all but we're interested in needlework. And I was wondering, what do you do with your stash? In other words, say you have a kit that was all kitted up and you haven't gotten to it and you've lost interest. So it doesn't have to be Victoria's, just stash. Mm-hmm. So do you give those to a women's shelter, or do you give them just generally to friends that you know, or your guild, or a secondhand store? What do you do with your stash? I'd really be interested because I've still got some coming up.
Yes, you do.
And I was thinking of women's shelter, but they don't all sit around doing needlework.
No, and unless they're familiar with it, the silks might not be, of interest to them.
Yeah, we just don't know. And in a women's shelter, I think what they're mostly concerned with is safety and getting a job and things like that. They're not leisurely sitting around, with all the time in the world on their hands.
Absolutely.
Although maybe a little bit in the evening or afternoon. But I don't think that they'd be that keen unless, like you say, they're already stitchers, or they were.
That's right, yes.
So it looks like some people, okay, bye, Liz. So nasty, she says. And Sylvie says she does a sale at your guild. This is a good idea, actually, because we do have a guild in town.
Yeah.
Not sure how many people, but I think that they already get a whole bunch of stash. Like, how else can you find needle workers besides your guild? Those are mostly where Karen Lark says, really smart idea. Just move them from one cupboard to another cupboard. Good one. Oh, that is funny. Best Friends has first dibs, then on to another Facebook group. Now, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And when you say another, you probably mean some sale group, a group that sells needlework, right? That's actually a really good idea. Or donate it to the people. They can just have it for the stash.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I take stash things to a craft group and someone else wants them usually. But you have a craft group and we don't. But that's a great idea. Do you have another craft group?
No.
Do you know of any others?
No.
Our guild has auctions sometimes with funds going back to our education fund.
Good idea.
Really good, Cheryl. Thank you. And Kathy does the same thing. Guild fundraiser sale, extra stash. Linda Marchand says, I give to friends who want it or to my EGA chapter to raise money for classes. Same thing. My stash is going to my guild. You guys are just awesome. We have a small guild here, and at least half of them are interested in different kinds of things than my stash.
Yeah.
So not sure if that would work. Dorothy, this is what I was planning on doing. I donate mine to Goodwill. Many people who can't afford to buy them another way can find something nice and affordable for themselves. That is so true.
Absolutely.
Marsha Buckingham says, I give complete kits or make complete kits and give them to the local Ronald McDonald House associated with the children's. What a nice idea that is.
Definitely.
Hey, I never thought about a Ronald McDonald. There's one in Vancouver, I think.
Isn't there one here too?
I don't know.
I think there is one close to the Vic General. Well, I don't know if it's Ronald McDonald's, but it is one of those houses, home away from home.
Yeah,
things.
So people when they have children staying there and they don't live here, then they have to stay there. I love that idea. Karen says, I send to floss tubers for giveaways or their own use. They are donated from my stash. Thank you, Karen. Brilliant, because there's lots of floss tubers out there. And by the way, those of you who don't know what a floss tuber is, it's not a potato. On YouTube, people who do needlework and talk about their needlework, whether they are in business or not, call their posts, in other words, their videos,
their stream.
They call them floss tube instead of YouTube. And I think that's where it came from. Okay, what else? There's some really good ideas here. I'm going to take some of them. I like the one with the hospital and Goodwill. Okay, here we go. Oh, it keeps I'm sorry. It just the things keep jumping because you're giving us more and more ideas.
Exactly. Kathleen, some senior centers can use supplies, so that's good.
Oh, sorry. Dorothy, I know your last one was interrupted and you said affordable for them. I get that. And then Diane, we have a huge stash reallocation at our annual retreat, which I hope will happen this year because it hasn't happened since COVID. Unfortunately, sometimes you add as much as you donate. Again, another hospital one. Donate kits to the VA hospital as they do it as part of their therapy. I think I would not be able to give too many of my things to them. It requires also good eyesight.
Yes.
And, veterans hospitals, the people are a little older. They may not have good light or good eyesight. I think I'd be a little careful with what I would give them for sure. Pat Henke does the same thing, also nursing homes. I'm thinking more in terms of people who are a little bit younger, but then younger people don't do this kind of work so often in general.
No. So, but it might encourage them to do it.
Yeah, true. And of course, cross stitch, everyone knows how to do. So even people who are, you can see it anyway with as far as cross stitch is concerned. Anyway, I love a lot of your ideas. And do you have a lot of stash to give away?
Well, I probably do, but I'm not giving it away.
She's not giving it up yet.
As a matter of fact, when you said you might be giving some, it's like, can I have first dibs?
Of course you can. You're sitting right here, so you can see it all going out the door.
That's right. Nope, that's for me.
Pat Henke says she gives to Goodwill and also to nursing homes. That is wonderful, Pat. Thank you so much, all of you, for your suggestions, because I didn't know what to do. It's getting to the point where I do have to think about it.
Yes. Yeah.
And honestly, I have enough. And there's lots of things that I have because I was given them from people who, from companies that wanted us to use their materials. And that can happen. Yeah. But I haven't used it all.
No, you haven't.
So.
And you probably will never use it all.
Some of them, no, definitely not.
I think definitely get rid of the duplicates.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a brilliant idea. And that way I've still got some of the, some of everything.
Yes.
Karen says, I have a garage sale and then I donate the collection to some charity.
Yeah.
Okay, so you collect money in your garage sale and then that money goes to a charity. Brilliant. It does take some time to do that.
It does.
Because you'd have to set it up and then you'd advertise it and then you have to be there for a whole morning. I don't know.
It sounds easier just taking the stash to a place
It does
rather
sound
than
a little easier that way.
selling it yourself.
But Karen, good for you.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's so easy. Jennifer Gowan says churches love to have them for their bazaars. That's really absolutely true.
Yeah.
They do like to make money that way. And so charities basically are happy to recirculate, repurpose some of these things. But I love the one thing that I heard that is actually really important is to be able to put together some kind of a kit. A full
with the
kit.
pattern and everything else. Otherwise, just a loose thread might not mean much to someone in a shelter or
exactly.
Yeah.
I love that idea the most of all, and then giving them to all the various things that you all mentioned. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So now we come to our weekly auction.
Yes.
Speaking of
what
stash,
we're going to be auctioning off this week.
I think so. You have to also remember that we're not only decluttering our stash, we're also decluttering some of our models.
Yeah.
And I don't declutter the ones that we have duplicates because we did some trunk shows, etc. So we are actually decluttering this very piece right here. And I don't know if you would be interested in this one, but I think you might.
Yeah.
So I'll be posting this as an auction later on this morning, which is in the next few hours. And it'll look a lot the same as the Heirloom Christmas post.
Yes.
Okay, here it is.
Okay.
I hope you like it.
And this one, oh, sorry, my fingers aren't working properly. They're a little stiff today.
Here it comes.
There we go.
This is the Heirloom Nativity, which was one of our most popular Christmas patterns.
I loved stitching this piece.
I did too.
I was sad when it was done.
It does have some really nice scenes, and these scenes are good for anyone. And the frame that you see is also included.
Yeah.
There's no glass.
No glass in it.
And of course, once the lucky person has given their final, bid, then that person will be obligated to pay that when we send you the invoice, and you'll pay the shipping. So be aware that the shipping might be a little bit, it's not going to be little. It's,
Exactly, because what we'll do is ship it Federal Express, which it won't go in the mail system.
Yeah, we want to be sure to track it. So that you get what you paid for, basically.
Exactly. And it'll be packaged really well because I spend hours on it.
She really did. Graziella lives in Italy, and she didn't speak English, so she had someone in the States talk to us in English, and we finally got it almost done.
Almost done. I now have to, it's all packaged. I have to weigh it and get some rates. And
that's right. Anyway, so it's quite cute because Graziella really, really, really wanted it, and she got it, and she's so thrilled.
But I had to actually make a box for it.
These are not ordinary shapes.
No.
And the box is actually very steady, so you won't have any problem with it. And the auction is going to be exciting and wonderful. And Graziella is no longer allowed to give the winning bid. So Graziella has won one.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all for Graziella. If I see a bid from her, unfortunately, I won't be able to accept it. So there will be a new person who will win this one, whoever that is. Lorraine says it's a beautiful design, which I love doing. It's hanging in my craft room.
Me too. I loved it.
Patty England, the auction that I'm doing is very informal. It's on our Facebook group.
Yes.
Okay, so just go to this group. And then at the top, wherever you are, look for featured. And that's where the Stitch Along Friday new pattern will be and the new auction. Okay, so just click on that and leave your bid. That's all. And as soon as you've left your bid, you can make more bids if you want.
Absolutely.
And it's going to last from today
till Monday noon Pacific Standard Time.
Right. The last auction piece went for
$250.
I couldn't believe it. And although it is a beautiful piece, and the frame itself would have been at least $150.
Oh, I think it was probably more than that.
Yeah. So, I'm really grateful because that means that the stitching that was put into it was worth every single dollar. So that's how much it went for. What else did people say? Our auctions on website. Churches love to have them for the bazaars. Yes. Love this piece. I have it about a quarter stitch, says Loretta. And, those of you who have stitched that one, absolutely wonderful, but you may want to give it to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those things. And if you want to, and you want to give it to someone else, we won't tell you that we actually stitched it, okay?
Yeah.
It can be our little secret.
That's right.
You can pretend it's you that stitched it.
You can pretend, whoever you're gifting it to, that you worked hard and stitched it. and just had it ready for them for Christmas. Yeah.
Or you can kind of not lie altogether. You can just sort of not mention who stitched it and just give it to them.
Yeah.
My lady. Hello, how are you? Anyway, so that's good. Just wanted to let you know. Jennifer says, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It certainly was. I just bought the nativity sampler from eBay. It has your signature on it.
Very
you mean
nice.
The pattern?
The pattern, yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. I'm really glad to see that. And we have a stitch of the week. No, we
already did the stitch of the week.
That's right. It wasn't stitch of the week. I was thinking of the stitch along.
You wanted to show some ornaments, or?
I wanted to show a little bit more of the Gingerbread Village.
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because we don't usually see the Gingerbread Village during the year, we thought we'd show a few every week. This week, I thought we'd show the ones that are the most, the biggest, the tallest.
The biggest pieces.
Yeah. This is one.
The Gingerbread Church.
Yes. And it matches us because it's got this nice blue windows.
Mm-hmm. The stained glass windows on it.
Exactly. Dorothy Wendell says, I stitched the nativity sampler 3 years ago and gave it to my daughter and family. They love it.
It's a beautiful piece.
Thank you. And that is, it's very tall, so, you can't get the whole top in. This, again, is done in 2 pieces, like the gingerbread haunted house.
Haunted house, yes.
It's very similar in construction. And this is how big it is. It isn't as big as that. It's like this big.
Excuse me, I got to sneeze here.
She's going to sneeze now. I think she's allergic to the church. No, it's not the church. Maybe it's the next one. This one is the other tall one. This is one of the first tall pieces that we designed, and it has not just a different scene on every side. Those of you who have done this Tray Toy, it's a gingerbread Tray Toy, you know that it was not easy because there was a lot to stitch.
There was a lot to stitch.
But if you see this and you get the pattern, look at all the little scenes that you can make as separate patterns.
Definitely.
Right? These little scenes will fit in any other kind of thing, like a little ornament or whatever. You just block out around the outside and just do what you see. And then there's also the tree part at the top and some fancy stitches at the bottom if you want to use them. And then inside, as some of you already know, there is a scissor holder, which looks really cute, and there's some elastic here, so you can put some things in there. You want to take the little guy out to show this guy? There we go.
And then it's got a pin cushion.
That's right. And it also apparently has scissors with a little scissor fob.
I think that belongs with the gingerbread house, stitching house does the
cool.
scissor fob.
I better put that there then. But, you can see how the scissors fit anyway. I don't know why it ended up with this one. But that's okay. And then it has rings and other stuff at the back. Those rings, you probably can just see them as decoration because it might be a little hard to put your thread on them, but they're meant for thread.
They're meant for thread, yeah.
Yeah, let's put this one in the right place.
I will.
It's very cute. So this is the Gingerbread Tray Toy.
Yes.
With
the pin cushion,
which it's kind of like a tuffet, but not quite. And then the Gingerbread Church. Those are 2 very, very important parts of our gingerbread village. And then for ornaments, we also have quilty ornaments, which are also done on gingerbread colored fabric. And as you can see, this is an actual quilt, or it looks like an actual quilt. And this says 1 more stitch, and she's quilting away. And it's got my name on the back this time, but it can put, you can put somebody else's name on the back as well to give the people that you want to give this to. So those are the things. Yes, I wanted to show you those. Let's see. Tray Toy is in her stash, says Deborah Brandt. Excellent. Tray Toy is one of those pieces that you might want to do one side every year.
True.
It really did
Yeah.
take me forever.
Because the tree, the top portion takes a long time to stitch.
Hmm.
So
Another thing you might do with them is only stitch 3 sides and make it a 3-sided tree.
yeah,
Which
you
could-
can do that as well.
And then the bottom will be a triangle, but it'll still stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of that while I was stitching all of this, by
Yes.
the way.
Do I have to do 4 sides? I think I said yes. You do. Yeah.
Deborah Brandt's having a good time laughing. So that brings us to,
The end.
yes, except for the stitch along.
Oh yes. I guess that's the next thing, isn't it?
Yes, there's lots of people who are continuing to do the stitch along. And thank you
Yeah.
for all of your pictures, because that's the only way we can tell what you're doing.
Definitely. I love the ones that show all the blocks.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
I do too, but I love also the ones that show the detail, because
The
some
detail
of
too.
some of the
Yes.
new stuff
Yes.
is got all these, like, people are starting to design themselves.
Yeah.
All these special details that I would never have expected people to put in.
Mm-hmm.
Their dogs,
Yeah.
their kids, their house, their cabins. I mean, it's just awesome. And their own words, which I love
Yes.
too. Because I didn't include words in any of mine. Here it is. This week's Stitch Along. And as you can tell, this is a windy day. There's a little bit of snow on the ground for Iowans.
Yeah.
And there's also and again, these colors are just suggestions. This is the second week in November that we're giving you a stitch along pattern part. And then there will be 2 more. So use your own colors and continue on stitching this wonderful month of November. It's going to be fun.
It
Fun
is.
to see.
Definitely.
So we have to remind people. Okay, these guys are going up.
Yeah.
The Heirloom Christmas, and of course you can buy the patterns.
Exactly.
The Heirloom Christmas has both colors in it, the leaflet.
And
And this is the auction.
this is the auction.
Yeah, that's the Heirloom
Heirloom
Nativity.
Nativity.
We're so excited to be able to award the Heirloom Nativity to someone, because it's really stitched well,
Yes.
just so you know. Have a great weekend, everyone. Exactly. And I do mean every one of you.
Yeah.
I hope you have a good weekend, and that the events of this month and of this week are going to be good for you, and your health is good, and your weather is good, and your stitching is excellent.
That's right.
Look forward
Yes.
to you. Aw, thank you, Karen Tian. That's so sweet. You're welcome. Have a wonderful week.
Yep.
And we'll see you next Friday.
See you next Friday. Bye.